All right, we are back at the indoor football facility. We are going to give you our preview and predictions for the vaulted Knolls coming into Death Valley. You can hear lots of stats from these guys, so I hope y'all are all ready for that. Will, we're going to start with your key to the game. You can use no stats in this conversation.
My key to the game, and I can use no stats? Wow, okay. That's going to be kind of hard. So the key to the game. I think the key for Clemson is going to be what their offensive line can do against their defensive line. Now, Florida State's defensive line is very similar to NC State's. They don't have any gaudy numbers, but they're still really good. They got some very good talent up there. They got 4 good guys that I think are all going to play in the NFL. I really do believe that. And so they're going to be a challenge for Clemson's offensive line for a second week in a row. And again, like I said last week, if Clemson can reach that magical number of 200 yards rushing, I think they're going to be fine. They can win this football game. Well, it's a magical number because they've won 40 straight games under Dabo Swinney when running for at least 200 yards. And so including last week, they ran for 221 yards. And what was the final score? Clemson won 38-31. So if they can do that and Kelly Bryant can just run the quarterback power the way he did against NC State, because they're going to have a lot of third and shorts and stuff like that and need to pick up those first downs, I think if they can move the ball on the ground, negate that defensive line from pass rushing, I think Clemson's going to be fine.
All right, Gavin, your chance.
Yeah, my key to the game, and this is the key to why Clemson will win pretty handily on Saturday, is because this one matchup, obviously, the Florida State's offensive line is bad. Clemson's defensive line is really good. We got Florida State's offensive lines ranked 109th in the country with 25 sacks allowed. I was allowed to use the stats, right?
I didn't give you that.
Yes. All right. So 109th in the country with 25 allowed. Clemson's second in the country in total sacks. I can't remember the exact number, but it's up there. And so that's just, 33. Florida State's not going to be able to stop. They haven't stopped the pass rush all year. It's going to be no different on Saturday, and I just think Florida State's not going to be able to score on Saturday. Not to mention the fact that Florida State's like 91st in the country in rushing offense, over 100 in passing offense, and over 100 in the country in total offense. So I just don't see how Florida State's going to be able to put enough points on the board to beat Clemson on Saturday, and I don't think it'll be particularly close.
All right, my key to the game is on the wall over here. Best is the standard. This game's not about Florida State. This game's about Clemson. If Clemson plays up to their standard, this won't be a close game, as Gavin said. If they come in and they're not focused and they're reading all the press about Florida State not being great, then they'll find themselves in a dogfight. So as long as Clemson comes in and plays to their standard, I think they'll be in good shape. All right, Will, we're going to start with predictions, and we're going to let you go first.
Great. Again, I think this is I kind of agree with Gavin. I think Clemson's defensive line is going to dominate this game, and it's going to be hard for Florida State to sustain a drive. And so Clemson takes care of the football. They're going to be fine. Offense. And the thing about it, we need to talk about this a little bit. Kelly Bryant and that offense last week, I thought, grew up because they did not play their best game. And the defense did not play its best game, yet Clemson found a way to win. So as a team, really, they grew up because they found a way to win despite playing bad. NC State, I thought, was playing their A game for almost 3 quarters. Clemson was not, and yet Clemson was still in control of that.
Well, there were some guys on offense that played well. Kelly Bryant was not one of them.
Correct. There were some guys that played well, and the offensive line, I thought, played outstanding in that game, and that was a big key of why. And Dabo Swinney actually talked about how this offensive line, he did this on a Sunday teleconference, how this offensive line is really coming together. And right now people don't, he's like, it may sound weird that in week 9 they're coming together, but he says this is the perfect time for this offensive line to gel.
So what's our score prediction?
I'm getting there. So because the defensive line is going to dominate, I think eventually Clemson's going to wear them down on defense because Florida State's going to be on the field too much, and they're just going to wear down. I see Clemson pulling away late, 31-17.
All right, Gavin, what's your score for this week?
Yeah, so Clemson knows what's at stake coming into this game. I don't think Clemson's going to be overlooking Florida State just because of the record. They know they got a lot of talent. They know Florida State's going to come in motivated, and Clemson is too, I believe. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think Clemson's going to come out ready to play, ready to clinch the division. And so I'm going to go 31-10 Clemson. I don't see how Florida State's going to score enough against Clemson's defense, and I think the offense will roll on Saturday. It's 31-10.
All right, both y'all are going for 31. All right, I think Points are what, 20,
18.
22? Oh, it's down to 18? It
Yeah.
started like 22.
It's 18.
So definitely down. My score prediction, I'm going to actually go a little bit higher for Clemson. I'm going to hope that maybe they hit one, maybe two of those long passes this week. And if they do, they'll get a couple touchdowns that way. I'm going to go Clemson 42, Florida State 21. That's our prediction for the huge game Saturday. Stay tuned all week long, all weekend long. We'll have everything covered for you on the most complete coverage of Clemson football at TCI.